This is Kurt Warner, and you're watching Bring the Pain Sports.
Hey folks, Mitchell Brock with Bring the Pain Sports, and we're still coming to you live from Super Bowl 56 here on Radio Row at the LA Convention Center, and it's day two, and we are starting it off with a bang. We got a special guest sitting here with us, legendary Washington quarterback, Mr. Joe Theismann. How you doing today, bro?
Great to see you guys, both of you.
Likewise.
I feel like I'm home, man. I got some beef. I got some beef around. I got some linemen taking care of me. I just sort of nestled back into the sweetness of the pocket again here. Yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah.
Yeah, they got some hogs for you. So, what brings you down here to Radio Row today?
Actually, there's a company that I've worked with for the last 4 or 5 years called Medliminal.
Okay.
It's spelled Medliminal. The website is medliminal.com. What we do is I'm talking to companies about letting us look at your bills, your health bills, healthcare bills.
Wow.
Yeah, I guarantee you, there is us sitting here, or maybe a lot of people out there. When you see a medical bill, you have no idea what's in it.
Yes.
You don't know whether it's accurate. You don't know whether it's not accurate.
Right.
And what we do at Medliminal is we examine the bill with our technology. It's an HCAT technology, and we run it through the computer system, and then we have healthcare experts also look at it, and we try and make sure that you're being billed properly. That's really what it is. We want to save companies money if there's money to be saved, and in the accuracy of the bills. So that's what I'm doing here on Radio Row this particular year.
Okay.
And I've done it the last 3 years, as a matter of fact.
Outstanding.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit of football.
Why not?
Just a little.
We're here.
I mean, why not?
There's like this thing going on in a couple of days.
Yeah, right. So, as a quarterback yourself, when you see as a young quarterback who played in the Super Bowl as a young guy, tell me, what do you see when you see a young guy like Joe Burrow to take a team from 4-12 last year to now being in a big show?
Well, the thing is Joe wasn't there last year. That's the big thing. I mean, you saw the way he played early on before he got hurt. Got hurt against Washington, as a matter of fact. But you see the ability that he has to be able to throw the football. I think his ability to move surprised some people against Kansas City, obviously, because he picked up the key third downs. But I just like everything about him. And I've said this, when somebody asked him about the chain he was wearing, the diamond chain that had the JB9 on it, and they said, is that real? He said, I make way too much money for these diamonds not to be real. I loved it. To me, that's Joe Burrow. That's Joe Burrow's personality. And I think the confidence comes across, and I think the personality comes across, and I think that really speaks to the volumes of who the Cincinnati Bengals are. I don't see them as an underdog in this game. I see them as somebody equal to the Rams. They both had to come back to be here. And I'm still going to pick, I'll tell you right now, I'm still going to pick the Rams to win.
Let's be clear.
All right, I'm going to pick that. But if Cincinnati wins, I think who's really going to be surprised from the road they've come. Now, you asked the question about the quarterback situation. I remember my first Super Bowl. You don't know what to be afraid of if you've never been there before.
That's true.
So it's a game. Remember Dwayne Thomas? Remember after the Dallas Cowboys won the championship? I think Tom Brookshire was interviewing him, and Dwayne went, I don't know what the big deal is. It's just another game. Well, back then it might have been. Today, the volume of you look around this room and see everybody. It is so big, and it's gotten bigger, but it still doesn't change. Somebody's going to block somebody. Somebody's going to make a play. Somebody better catch the ball. Somebody better protect it. Those are the same things that happen in any football game.
Absolutely.
And the outcome obviously changes your life. I've been, blessed to be able to wear this ring.
Try not to look at him, but
That's okay. It's
them. I said them, not it.
Oh, okay. All right. So, but it's, it changes your life because now you're part of a championship and people want to know. I mean, who doesn't want to know what it takes to be really good at what you do in your life? Who doesn't want to be a champion?
Right.
And so those of us that have had the good fortune to be able to do it, have a chance to share those stories. And do you know there's only been 33 men that have ever quarterbacked a world championship football team?
Wow.
Of the 55 that have been played.
That's crazy.
Well, Tom's got 7. Tom's got 7. Troy's got 3. Terry's got 4. Joe's got 4. There's 18 right there. And then the Mannings decide they want to, put 4 together.
That's 4, yeah.
So there's 22.
Right.
You got 2.
I mean, it's amazing. So it's actually, this is the NFC Championship ring. This is the World Championship ring. Both teams that play in Super Bowls get rings. People don't realize that.
They get a
And it denotes the conference championship. So I asked Boomer Esiason one day because they lost the Super Bowl. And I said, why don't you wear your ring? He said, I don't wear something that says we lost. And I don't blame him. But I have this one to offset it. So it worked out okay. I get a little bit of balance on both ways here.
You tell them you can never take away the experience.
No.
If you played at the highest level, at the highest stage,
right?
Period. Win, lose, or draw. That's his experience. You can never be taken away.
I'll tell you what's really funny though. In regard to that, When I was at ESPN, we had the ESPYs. I broadcast a San Francisco-Denver game with John Elway in San Diego, where the Super Bowl was going to be played that year. And so I asked John, I said, if you don't win he'd already lost like 2. And I said, if you don't win the Super Bowl, how do you feel? He says, I'm okay with it because, people at Denver are great. We had a great team, and, we got there, and yeah. Well, you tell yourself that. Then I saw him at the ESPYs in New York after they won the Super Bowl. And I said, John, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked you back in San Diego in November. What would have been like had you not won the Super Bowl? He says, man, I couldn't have lived without it. I just couldn't live without it.
Once you get it,
it's okay. You can convince yourself it's okay not to be there, but once you've been there, man, you just cannot convince yourself that isn't where you want to be.
And that's a perfect segue. And this is the final question before we let you go. We know you got time constraints. Tell me about, you played in 2 of them. Tell me about your most memorable part of the Super Bowl, whether it be before the game, the media, during the game.
2 things for me stood out. First of all, I spent an hour and a half on the phone with my dear friend Burt Reynolds, because we were out here in Pasadena, and buddy played at Florida State, so I was on the phone. We just talked, just sort of a way to relax. And then almost midway through the 3rd quarter of Super Bowl 17, I looked to my right to throw a pass. And then I came back, it was covered, and I went back to the left to throw one to Charlie Brown, and Kim Bocamper batted the ball up in the air. And we were on about our own 7-8 yard line. And we were down 17-13 at the time. And we were a team that had to run the football. We couldn't drop back and throw it all over the place. So if they score, and it would have been all over. So the ball is batted up in the air, and I dive, and I managed to just strip it away from Kim Bocamper in the end zone, stopping an interception. Wow. And to me, it's funny. Of all my career, I've always played quarterback. I always played quarterback. Since I was 12 years old, I was a quarterback. Probably the most significant play I ever made in my life was a defensive back play. Knocked the ball away from somebody. So to me, that just sort of stands out in my mind as being a very critical point in my life, in my career.
Okay, so if that happens, now you're down 11.
Oh, and we're going to have to put the ball in the air, and that's not. It's going to be ugly. No, it's not who we were. I mean, that's when they had the killer bees, and Miami had those killer bees, and Coach Shula's team, and they were unbelievable. I got to tell you a real funny, quick story though. So they play. I did a PSA for drunk driving, don't drink and drive kind of thing, and they played it during the Super Bowl. So I just throw an interception. Right. We come back to commercial, and in Pasadena, there's the big televisions, the big, screen up there, and wouldn't you know it, I'm jogging back on the field, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hi, I'm Joe Theismann." I'm thinking, oh, what perfect timing to play the darn thing now. It's like, don't drink and drive. Be careful what you do. I'm thinking, yeah, thanks a lot. Perfect timing. Couldn't have thrown after I threw a touchdown pass. You got to wait till I throw an interception. But
you said there were 2 moments in the Super Bowl. The pass?
Well, the pass was one, of course, when John Riggins broke the run.
Oh, yeah.
The run, 4th and 1. It is the run. I hand the ball. I'll never forget. I hand the ball off to John, and he went left, and I remember the defensive back hitting him and just sort of sliding off of him, and John's just trekking down the field, and Clint Didier, one of our tight ends, is sort of following him, yelling, "Clint, don't clip anybody, don't clip anybody, just get it." And then John goes in the end zone, and it just was, it lifted us, because we were a football team that ran the football. Absolutely. That's what we did. You guys can appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, that's going to be the difference in this game too.
For you right now.
Everybody talking about the quarterback.
The quarterbacks are a part of it, but let me tell you something. Cincinnati's offensive line, LA's defensive line, and vice versa, is where this game's going to be decided.
Absolutely.
Should they be concerned about the pass protection? Because, they gave, 9 sacks?
Yeah,
but
they don't have an Aaron Donald
or Von Miller.
Or Von Miller. But the thing is it's not just that. It's, don't forget about Joe Mixon.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna cut off and go after Joe. You better not sleep on him.
Right.
Or Akers. Right. Or Sonny Michel. Don't sleep on the running back. That's what's so neat about this game. We could sit here and say, let's talk running back. Okay. Let's talk wide receiver, Jamar Chase. Woo. Cup. Woo. Cooper Kupp. You just, where do you want to go? Let's talk offensive lines. Let's talk defensive lines. Let's talk quarterbacks. Let's talk Lamar or Jamar versus Jalen. Right. There's so many places we can go, which is so neat about this football game. That's what makes this one special.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. Theismann, we most definitely
Thanks, guys.
Your time, and come back and see us.
Thank you so much. Right. Great being with you guys. Thank you. Like I said, I'm in a cradle of love right now with my offensive lineman.
You can stay as long as you want. She might not like it, but you can stay as long as you want. I'm just going.